Hello, everybody. My name is Brenda Easton. I am the founder of the Black Business Owners Network with over 70,000 members worldwide. We have Annette Smith on today. She is one of our BBON members. In addition to being the founder of the Black Business Owners Network, a Facebook group that you should join, I'm also the co founder of the Black Empowered Media Network, Beeman TV, located at BEMNTV.com. Again, BEMNTV.com. I'm going to be interviewing Annette Smith today. And if you'd like to get an interview done, make sure you call or text 202-308-3157. You can just text the word interview to 202-308-3157 and we'll get back in touch with you. Okay, so as you know, people must know, like, and trust you before they do business with you. So we're going to be getting to know Annette Smith today. Hello, Annette. How are you today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Doing wonderful, wonderful. I'm excited to learn more about you today and about your business. So let's start with going way back. Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? Like, where did you grow up, and what were your early dreams and aspirations?
Well, I was born in Macon, Georgia, but I tell people I grew up everywhere.
Okay.
From Macon to Atlanta, and then we moved to Jonesboro, Georgia, and then we moved to Griffin, and that's where I stayed in Griffin and actually from my childhood and got married in Griffin. Um, And my early dreams and aspirations were actually to be a school teacher, a
Okay.
model, believe it or not, I thought I
Nice.
had it going on,
Mm-hmm.
and a singer.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So, were there any experiences in your childhood that shaped you into who you are today?
Well, actually, becoming a writer partly came from my mother. She loved writing poetry. She was real good at writing poetry. And then instead of disciplining us sometimes, she wrote us letters.
Okay.
And that always stuck with me. And then when my boys came along, they had a lot of incidents in their life that inspired me to start writing children's books.
Nice. Okay. Now, did you have any other influences or role models growing up who inspired you to become actually an entrepreneur itself?
Um, Actually, besides my mom, to be honest, I grew up watching my parents work all the time, and then one day I just decided I wanted to work for myself and have my own business.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so what was your first job, and did you learn from that experience? Did it help you with being an entrepreneur?
Um, my first job was actually I was 14. I considered my first job at was to be a babysitter and when I was 14, but if I can't count that, I was a
First
wait
adult job, yeah.
yeah. I was a waitress at 16 for a restaurant called Po Folks. I don't know if you remember that.
So
Uh,
familiar. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but it taught me patience, kindness, how to deal with people. So much so that my boss nicknamed me Sunshine because I smiled all the time.
Nice, 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 nice. Now, the name of your company is Ann Corp Literary Works LLC.
hmm
Before starting that company, did you have any other businesses or ventures or creative projects?
Actually, my husband and I, this is funny. We actually got into selling vacuum cleaners. Oh, Rainbow. Do you remember? Have you ever heard of that, Rainbow? You use water. But anyway, that was our very first venture. And then we got into selling. We tried to become holistic by selling vitamins, and we got into life insurance and other things before starting my LLC.
Okay, okay. Now, what inspired you to create Ann Corp Literary Works LLC?
Well, actually, I took a writing course years ago. I um, fell in love with writing and wanted to get published, but back then it was so hard to get a book into, to get a traditional publisher to publish your book. They were real strict. So, and I had so many ideas for stories that I decided to write them down and, get them copyrighted. And that's how I came up with Ancorp Literary Works. I wasn't an LLC then. I just came up with that name in case, I came up with other works. And I was hoping to become incorporated back then. So, um, and start my own literary agency and help, make it easier for other authors to get their
Mhm.
books published.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so now how did the idea for Kobe's Stories Time Plush Tales come about?
Actually, from my granddaughter. I call her my granddaughter.
Oh, nice. Hmm.
She's 13, going on 30, as I say. But she came to me when she was around 4 years old and she said, Nana, I wish you could be here to read to me every night.
Oh.
And, she said that because we didn't get to see her often. Unfortunately, she was a product of divorce. And so, as grandparents, we didn't get to see her often. So, I told her while I was sitting amongst my own plush toys that maybe somebody will create something so that I can. Now,
Mm.
little did I know that years later that someone would be me
Yes,
to create
wow.
that plush. And it was amazing that I was sitting amongst my own and then came up with it years later, something that would allow her to hear my voice reading to her all the time. So I came up with Kobe, and that name came from the plush being a koala with,
Okay.
stuffed bear features.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the letters KO from koala and
Mm-hmm.
BE from bear and
Ah,
named it Kobe. So, and then the koala was my granddaughter's favorite animal at that time. So I just
all fits together.
it
Yeah.
all fits together.
Nice. Now, what challenges did you face when launching this venture, and how did you overcome them?
Well, you know what? I had no idea what I was doing when I got started. Um, Actually, Google became my best friend. Once everything came together, I did my homework, my research. It came down to finding a manufacturer, and then that first manufacturer in California, he took me for thousands of dollars. My product did not come out right, and then I couldn't do anything about that. So I connected with a person. I hired her. She used to make toys for like McDonald's and Burger King's and stuff like that. Well, she helped me find another manufacturer, and um, I later learned a little too late that that second manufacturer didn't drop ship to stores. So finally, after doing a lot of extensive research on my own, I found a third manufacturer.
Nice.
So Kobe is like a specialty therapeutic support resource tool. So, um, being that my circle is small, I'm having a hard time reaching, the masses. Um, so that makes it real challenging. So to try and help with that, I've been doing podcasts, I've joined groups, I've, paid for business advice and, I just follow and connect with other successful entrepreneurs who don't mind helping, a lot of times without cost,
Nice.
being that they, traveled the road that I'm on. And of course, I've done interviews and reached out to PR agents and platforms like yours.
Exactly. That's why you're here
Yeah.
today. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So
Well,
I haven't completely overcome the challenges, but I'm still working on it.
working on it. Okay. Now, how does Kobe's Storytime Plush Tales help children, and what makes it unique?
Well, for one, I want to say that Kobe Storytime Plush Tales is more than just a plush. It's a comfort companion. It's a storytelling buddy. It's a therapeutic resource support tool, and it's actually a way to help parents and families stay connected. There's a lot of times there's distance between a parent and their child, especially those that are deployed.
Mhm.
Then you have children that have long term stay in the hospital or parents that work long hours. And it just helps children feel secure and calm and emotionally supported. I want people to know that it's not just for bedtime. It's any time, that child need a moment for comfort throughout the day. And what makes it unique and what my customers absolutely love about it is that you can download your own voice, whether it's
Nice.
reading a story or singing a song or just
Mm,
sending them some love, some aspiration, some encouraging messages. That personal touch helps kids feel closer to the ones they love, even when, they can't be together. And
yeah.
then it also comes with five of my stories that I wrote, soothing music. Its
Mm-hmm.
body is in the shape of a pillow. It has a
Nice.
photo book. That's what makes it all unique and makes it truly theirs.
All right. That's very nice. Very nice. What has been the most rewarding experience since starting this business?
The most rewarding experience is taking my idea and forming into an actual product. Seeing that product come to my door and from my head to my hands,
Mm,
that's what made it most rewarding.
nice, nice, nice. Alrighty. So, how do you stay motivated and push forward during difficult times in business?
Well, um, I pray for one. That's the main thing.
Mhm.
And I'll have to admit, I have a healthy, and I want to say healthy, kind of jealousy when I see others that are truly winning. Not, that bitter kind of jealousy, but the kind that makes me say that I can and I will one day be where they are. And that motivates me to push forward by their success because I know that, what I'm building has that same potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, there are days, that I have to vent, and those who few people who really get it and make space for me to be real. It makes my journey with those highs and lows. It make me feel like that's my reality.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the ones that they let me cry, have my little pity party, have my moment, but
Right.
then they lift me up. They remind me of who I am, why I started, and that I've got something special that to offer.
Definitely have that. You definitely have that. Now, what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs, especially those struggling with challenges in business?
Don't give in to the no's.
Mhm.
And
Right.
don't give up, even when it's hard, even when it feels like no one sees your vision. My late mother, who passed away just a few months ago,
Oh, sorry for that.
yeah, she used to tell me persistence beats resistance. I
Yeah,
love that, and she was right. Every obstacle is just a test of just how bad you want it. So I just want to say keep showing up, keep believing, and your yes just might be right around the corner.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, what are some of your long-term goals for Ann Corp Literary Works and Kobe Storytime Plush Tales?
Well, my long-term goals are to see Kobe grow into something much bigger than just a plush. I want to, bring in his sister Chloe. He has a
Okay.
sister to
Mm-hmm.
life,
Mm-hmm.
along with a whole line of therapeutic support pals. Each one will be designed to bring comfort, connection, and healing to children in their own unique way. And I also see my business becoming a type of resource where plush companions, storybooks, audiobooks, that they'll all come together to help children and families navigate between life's ups and downs. And it's it's more than just about it being a product. It's about building a movement. I want to try to build a movement and center it around emotional wellness, storytelling, and love.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, what legacy do you want to leave through your work?
Woo! Well,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, being that my work was born out of a simple wish for my granddaughter from her, it turned into something bigger, like a mission to uplift children, strengthen families, create that connection that may be missing. And I want to be remembered as someone who didn't give up, who turned pain into purpose, and who created something that, lives on in the hearts of children and their families everywhere.
Nice, nice. Now, how can someone reach you if they're interested in working with you or getting some of your products and learning more?
They can actually go to my website, which is storytimeplushtales.com. They can send me a message there and they can also call me.
Okay, great, great. Now, would you like to give out your social media as well? How can they find you on social media?
My I'm across all social media platforms. They can go to they can go to my website. They can scroll down to the bottom and they will see all the my social media icons. They can just click on there and follow me. Like on Instagram, I'm at Kobe Storytime Plush Tales. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter or X
Mm-hmm.
is Miss Annie Books, and then TikTok is Miss.Annie.Books.
Perfect, perfect. Now, do you have any closing remarks or words of encouragement for aspiring entrepreneurs who may feel discouraged or afraid to start?
Well, I will encourage them to pray, because He is the one who blessed us all with the talent to do what we're doing, and to not let fear stop you. Start with what you have, where you are, and know that every no is just leading you closer to your yes. And remember, again, persistence beats resistance.
Absolutely. That was a wonderful way to close it. And that was an amazing interview you did today. Amazing, amazing. And if you would like to have an interview done as well, so that people can know, like, and trust you and become your clients, make sure you text the word interview to 202-308-3157. Again, 202-308-3157. And then your interview will be played in front of the 70,000 plus members of the BBON, the Black Business Owners Network Facebook group. And if you would like to come on the network, the Black Empower Media Network at BEMNTV.com and be seen on Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Tubi and take it to the next level. Also, call or text that same number, 202-308-3157. Amazing interview. You have a wonderful day and great luck in your business, okay? And that and
All right.
oh,
Thank you, Miss
Toby,
Debbie.
yes. Oh, there he is. There he is. Show one more time.
That's
Nice.
Toby.
Make sure y'all get one. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I know how to contact her. All right. Yeah, you have a wonderful day, Annette. And I look forward to interviewing everyone soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.